In this devlog, we redo some sprites, snap and select workers, and move the camera.
Hey, my name is Garrett, and welcome to episode 37 of Attila's Trek. I'm making a game called Space Prevention Force, a 2D tycoon and management game where you try to save as many lives as possible. Stick around to see all the progress done this week, and now let's have some fun. But first, we must thank Lo-Fi for keeping us game devs entertained while we make our games. This week I redid some of the sprites, and since I really didn't have that many sprites to begin with right now, I redid pretty much all of them. I made a color palette Photoshop document that I'm going to take colors from, so now there's kind of this range of 5 colors, or 5 different variations of one color that I'm choosing from for each sprite, just to make things a little bit more consistent. If I'm using a red on one sprite, I want to make it the same red as another sprite, just to keep the look consistent. And this is sort of the beginner stages of it, but this is a good setup because I think, or at least from what I heard, color palettes are a good thing to have, but I'm not a master of color by any means. I don't know color theory, I've never used a color palette before, and I'm pretty new to a lot of this. So I might end up using something like Adobe Color to find good palettes, but this is going to be more of a work in progress. At least it's set up to do, which is great. Oh, and also with that, I redid the room sprites, so now it's not just the colors, but they actually look kind of cool now. You can actually see what they are, and I think they look pretty neat. I'm not sure how much I'm going to change that in the final version, but I'm really liking the look right now. I also added worker snapping, so now whenever you try to place a worker inside of a room, they will snap to a seat in that room.
Oh snap!
It's still a bit buggy, but it's a lot better than just randomly placing them in the room, where some of them were a little bit higher, some of them were a little bit lower. Now they're at least level and in a correct spot, so it kind of looks more normal in a sense. Also, thank you to you guys who left comments in the last video talking about the workers. I scaled them down a bit, so now they actually kind of fit, which looks good, obviously. So thank you for that. I also added worker selections, so now you can click on each individual worker in your current scene, and you can see some of their basic stats. So now you can see their name, their worker type, and how many lives they have saved. And these are all very, I guess, rudimentary stats because they're not gonna be all that you're gonna see. I'm gonna have like productivity and like how long they've been there and different stuff like that. But at least now there's a system that you can select each worker and see kind of who they are, which is kind of, I think it's kind of cool. I would also like to add later the ability to highlight which worker is selected and also have the camera follow them, because I think that'd be cool to kind of select one worker and see how they go about their, I guess, daily life. Although it's not going to be something like Theme Hotel or Corporation Incorporated where they're going to move around a lot. At least I don't think so. But I think it'd still be kind of cool to see that. I guess I say cool a lot, don't I? That's cool. And I also added camera movement, so now you can actually zoom in and zoom out of certain parts of the scene, and you can also move the camera around the planet, as we're calling it right now, so you can actually see everything that you have built. And I don't know if I'm too proud of the way I did it. I kind of just have these invisible box sliders in the scene and also a box slider in the camera, so when it tries to move around, it will get stopped at a certain point. That's how I did the bounds. I was thinking about doing it in code, but then I knew how to do it with the box sliders because I've done that way before. So it's not the best, but I mean, it works. I mean, why not? So as you can see, you can zoom in really far, or not too far, but you can zoom in really close as well, so you can actually see your individual workers and see exactly what they're doing.
You can see my pores. Hey Garrett, how's the training been?
It's been great. I've been doing some more combos with my 540 kick, because that's always cool. I've also been training my Mukaku because I like to get back handsprings, and that will get me at least more comfortable with it, and hopefully later down the road will get me more comfortable just doing stuff going back over my head, which is pretty key into tricking. So here's the development time of the game thus far. I've spent 105 minutes on art, 385 minutes on programming, and still 5 minutes on animation. For the next steps, one of the things I want to do is kind of improve the art more. So I'm going to do some more research into color palettes. I'm probably going to end up maybe not using someone else's, but I'm going to use some tools like Adobe Color, like I said, that will allow me to pick better colors and better shades of colors, because right now how I'm differentiating between like red and then like light red and dark red I'm kind of just moving the sliders around, which isn't the worst thing. And I've kind of learned from a tutorial by this guy, Moreira. He had a great tutorial on color palettes, and I think that has helped a lot, but I'm still not an expert at it, so I'd rather use someone else's knowledge to my advantage now, just so it ends up looking better in the final product. And I also want to work more on the worker roles and the room mechanics, because right now everyone just does the same thing. Every worker is the same thing. I have 2 different rooms, but everyone's still the same worker. I want to get it so you actually have to place the correct worker in the room, or at least whenever you place a worker, they're assigned the correct role. And also just kind of start getting the mechanics going with the different roles, because I have the call center, I guess, or office worker right now, who's saving lives, which that's probably mostly going to be how it's going to end up, where you just place them and over time they'll save more lives. But the researcher, he's going to research upgrades or different characteristics or different probably unlocks that you can get throughout the game. That's going to be more of a task, and that's going to be different mechanics. So I'm gonna at least start thinking about getting that started. Start thinking about. So like I said, I don't know a lot about color theory and color palettes in general. So I really need to learn, and I would really like, I guess, some advice and sort of inspiration. So my question for this week is, what is a game that has great colors? Just any game that you think looks visually appealing, that has some great art and great color design.
Project Forgiveness.
Why I oughta. So this week I'm gonna shout out Games in House. He has an awesome YouTube channel where he posts weekly devlogs as well. He's working on a game called Peasant Uprise, and I think it has this really cool look to it, and it's turning out to be a huge game, which I think is gonna be awesome. He also, in his devlogs, does some cool graphics and animations to explain his process and what he's done. So I would link him in the description. He's got really cool stuff. Thank you all for watching. Yes, you. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I appreciate you. And based on the theme of the game, where you're trying to save as many lives as possible, I want to make sure that you guys are okay as well. So I will have links in the description to my Discord, and also if you want to Instagram, DM me. I just want to make sure that you guys are doing okay. And if for whatever reason you're not feeling that great, or you want someone to talk to, or you just want a new friend, like, please come talk to me. Like, I don't want anyone getting hurt. And I want to see everyone succeed. And especially you guys who are supporting me, I want to see that you're okay and that you're just generally doing well. So if you're not, you can come talk to me. I'd love to help you out. So on that, I love all of you, and I will see you in the next devlog.